But anyway, so that was kind of the end of the Brave Sound era.
Right.
And that brings us into what was the current era, the, I don't know what to call it, the banger era. The beat drop era.
I feel it's like a more beat drop, a little bit more hip hop
beat drop,
a little bit more hip hop focused era. Because I feel like in the Brave Brothers era, they were kind of dibble dabbling in some sort of kind of hip hop concepts and some sounds, not really hip hop sounds. I wouldn't describe them as, but this one they're definitely going.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like in the Shinzo no Tiger era, right? The post-change era, they were kind of going more hip-hop. And then they switched to Brave Sound, which was more poppy and dancey. And so they were like, nah, let's go back to hip-hop. But they went like... full hip-hop.
Toot, toot.
Yeah.
Hip-hop town, man.
Yeah, well, which is weird, because the first song that they released during this era was Cold Rain. And they released a ballad.
Yeah.
And people were like, what?
4-minute ballads? Hold up.
What's going on here?
No. Yeah.
And that song didn't do anything. Like 15th. But I mean, that's their lowest charting song besides, I guess, Thank You. I think that's one of those, like fans, I love you,
for supporting us so long.
Yeah, those usually don't even, chart at all. Yeah. But of course, the big one, right, is called Crazy. And I think this is the song, like, for a lot of people that discovered K-pop in the last 2 years. Like
recent.
Yeah. People really like this song. International fans really, really, really like this song. And I fully agree with the fact that this song is very distinct.
It is.
No other Korean group is anywhere close to this kind of, especially a girl group.
Yeah.
And the concept, like there are its ups and downs. Like I think the outfits are really nice. Like the music video is really cool.
Yeah.
It was very dance centric. The black and white style.
Monochrome.
The bucket hats and hit or miss. The
bucket hats with the names.
I like the names. I like that they put names on it. I don't know why more groups don't do that. But the bucket hats themselves.
And the cornrows.
The one girl with the cornrows, like, the worst.
The worst.
You know this.
Yeah.
Anyone who ever has cornrows.
We're just like...
Asian girls with cornrows, no.
One of the most cultural appropriation. Oh my God. I don't want to talk about that, but it's really interesting how, you have that Shinzo no Tiger era, and then you have the Brave Sound era, and then they're jumping into this, which I think kind of, I hate to say it, but it's a little bit bandwagony, but a little bit too late, because this was kind of around the time where hip hop was really, really, really picking up, and they, I think, wanted to try it out because their kind of talents and their sound were a little bit suited, I think, for hip hop. Like they have rappers and sing talking, and a lot of their catchiness comes from the backing track, which is true for a lot of hip hop music. And I think this song did a good job of that, but it was just timing wise not good.
I think we mentioned this podcast. Like I think bandwagony from the general perspective, but like for girls, I think they took a big risk. They took a big risk. They were like, we're going to be one of the first big girl groups. Like there were smaller girl groups that dibble dabble in this stuff, but didn't gain any traction for good reason, as 4Minute has now figured out. But like they were the first girl group to be like, yo, let's invest in this like hip hoppy style that a lot of the boy groups were doing. And it was a big, big risk. Sadly, it didn't pay off. It kind of paid off in disbandment.
Which is so strange to me because, so around this time, like maybe a month or so after it was released, I like did a lot of traveling in Korea and I saw a lot of like kind of street performers and dancers and things like that. And all the girls would always dance to this song. And I was like, oh, it's probably really popular, but for some reason, just charting wise and saliency wise, it's just not as...
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think the reason why is because I think it's really good for dancers, right? Dancers love this song because it's a very American-y sounding song, right? Like,
even girls can dance to it, right?
Yeah, girls can dance to it. Everybody can dance to it. It's a very good dance song, right? Like, 1 million would dance the shit out of this song, right? But there's just not that many of those types of songs in Korea until recently, right?
Yeah.
But as a general, like to do well in Korea, it's not just dancers in Korea, right? Dancers are actually a very small percentage of Korean people, right? Yeah. You gotta satisfy the middle school children. You gotta satisfy the high school,
college, and like the little bit older folks as well,
Yeah, to be a top 5 song for a long time in Korea, like you need to everybody, right? Everybody needs to like it. Moms need to like it. Grandmas need to be like, cheer up, baby, right? Like, pick me. Like, old men were dancing to Pick Me, right?
Yeah. Like, middle-aged men would know cheer up, and they know shy, like all that. Like, they're popular for a reason.
Yeah. And like, Crazy is the total opposite. Like, people in Korea just, even when Korean people are like, I like it, even they don't even like hip hop that much.
No.
Right? Like, we go to a bar all the time that's very hip hop focused, right? Yeah. So like a lot of times I'm like, man, I get Korea really likes hip hop. But then if you go outside of that bar, it's like Korean people don't like hip hop at all. Yeah. Like, maybe some of them are like, yo, Eminem, right? Eminem's great because I like me that white dude. But like, in general, they still like pop ballad American music, right? They don't like
and it's really strange because I think these days hip hop has become so popular only because of TV shows and like Show Me the Money and Unpretty Rap Star. Because before I came over, I was listening to Melon and I saw on the top list like the first 5 songs or something were all songs from Show Me the Money 5.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, well, if these songs weren't on Show Me the Money, who would really listen to these songs and would they really be charting this high?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Korea especially, it's just all about what's supposedly cool.
Yeah.
And if something is kind of portrayed as cool on television or in popular culture, like, it'll gain traction. And I think hip hop is one of those things right now in Korea that is, gaining more popular saliency because it's considered quote unquote cool. Yeah. I mean, of course you have your underground rappers who have been in Korea for who knows how long, but like people who have really been listening to like hip hop, not that much, I don't think.
But I think the other part of the conversation what I'm mentioning is that Crazy is not, the style is very hip hop, but I think the song borrows more from EDM than from hip hop, like general hip hop. And, EDM is even less popular in Korea.
But it is gaining traction.
It is gaining traction. But for example, like I would, part of one of my lessons, I is like a music video review lesson, right? Where they have to practice English and judge music videos and stuff. Yeah. And like in the past, I would have a pop section, R&B section, right? But like this year I was like, I'm going to put an EDM section because EDM is insanely popular in America now. And so I was like, yo, I want to show them, the EDM songs, some DJ
like
some
popular,
songs.
Really popular,
popular ones, like billion views on YouTube, popular, right? Like Lean On, right? Like that's an amazing song. I love that song.
And kids,
they hated that song. They were like,
"What is this noise?"
Yeah, they were like, and I'm like,
"This is what's so popular weird to me in America, yo."
Yeah,
like you guys don't even know.
Like I really don't think Korean people really even pay attention to backing tracks that much.
No,
right? And like I would show them all sorts of EDM stuff, and they just don't care about melody. They don't care. Like I remember having a talk with you about how Korean people enjoy music is so different than America.
I think so, yeah.
Like when my high school students listen to music, they just be banging their heads, going up and down.
Yeah, really getting into it,
right?
Yeah.
And when Korean people enjoy music, they're just like stone faced, but they're like loving it.
Like, this song is good.
Yeah. Or they're dancing along to it, right? Maybe they're dancing along to Shy 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 and they're really into that. But
of course you have your
crazy fanboys.
Yeah. You have most Korean music listeners.
Like I'm on the bus, I'm listening to music, and I'm not even like, I think Josh used to like actively dance and get into it in the street, right? I don't think you really do that anymore.
No, I've toned it down.
But like when I'm listening, like if I'm Jelly Baby comes on, I'm like, bah, 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 bah. I'm like kind of getting into it. But like everybody else sitting in the bus is just like, looks like they hate their lives and they're not even enjoying the music that they're listening to. But they probably are. But it's also probably because they are listening to ballads, because that's mainly what
that's the Korean people love ballads, man.
And
but crazy
again, as far opposite as from ballads as you can, right?
Yeah, and it's really a shame because I thought Crazy was a good direction for 4Minute to take, because I thought it really suited the kind of skill set.
I mean, I know I didn't like it at the time because I really liked that Brave Sound era, right? I really liked that era. And so I was a little sad to see them transition, especially to one so different.
Yeah. But like going back like to Crazy especially, I'm like, you know what? Like this was a very interesting, very new song, right? Yeah.
And it's a shame, you know, that. But I also think that, you know, Crazy did decently well, like charting wise, like saliency. I think is a whole other issue, right? But like, you know, charts are again a lot of is based on their previous, you know, style work, and you can really see the next song, you know, Hate, it really didn't do well.
No, not at all.
But I also think Crazy is just a much better song than Hate in general. A much better concept wise, much better dance wise, and like Hate, you know. I didn't really want to talk in depth about it because I think it's a lot of bad things, but like I think the concepts that they chose, the outfits were bad.
I think it was just it's just the wrong direction.
Yeah, like they went from kind of like fierce, you know, hip hop crazy style to like cholo style and Hate, and it was just such a weird mismatch because half the music video is like close-ups of pretty face and nice outfits and like, oh, they look kind of good. And then the drop hits and they're all kind of like cholo-y girls. And it's like, no, not great.
Like for me, Crazy was like, it was something new. And I was like, oh, if they keep pursuing this, I'm like, I can get behind it. But Hate, I think, took everything that Crazy did and like, made it bad. Made it bad for me. And unfortunately, that was the kind of like swan song for them because they were like, if this song doesn't do well, we're not going to continue. And unfortunately, it didn't do well.
Yeah.